software engineers are being replaced. But not by AI. At least that's what this guy thinks.
How a software engineer operates is already starting to change. Like, as opposed to I'm sitting down and typing code, it's like, well, actually, in fact, I've got 20 coding agents that I'm managing through voice going, generate this, cross-check this, do that.
He's talking about a shift where software engineers are ditching the DSA and coding syntax, and instead focusing on something much more concrete, conducting systems. But I want to go further than that and talk about a major labor shortage in a very specific engineering field that no one's talking about right now. And once you see the numbers, it makes AI engineering salaries look modest in comparison. So what is this new type of engineering that's emerging? And why are they straight up replacing software engineers? So I found this clip recently. Let's take a look.
Software engineers only have two career path options. You can either run away from AI or run towards AI. If you're running away from AI, you're going to go into domain-specific plus tech experience roles. Now, if you're running towards AI, you're going to go into roles like AI engineering, machine learning, hardware. You should run towards hardware specifically if you have a strong desire for the field, robotics, whatever it may be.
Okay, so this guy said it really well. Let's say you're running towards AI because, well, that's where the entire industry is going. You'd have a couple of different options. And the option I want to focus on today is the hardware option, because everyone is talking about orchestrating AI agents, using AI tools, and integrating existing LLMs into software solutions. That's great and all, but the raw hardware side seems to be totally ignored in the process. With the boom in AI, there's an entirely new sector that's opened up. And a lot of creators have actually recognized this.
Oh, the money in the data center. Yeah, money.
There's a lot of money.
Open the doors of a data center and...
Data center?
Oh, data centers.
Robots, GPUs, data centers, energy problems. Now, this isn't at all similar to what software engineers are doing, but for the huge decrease in demand for devs, there's been an inversely bigger increase in demand for these types of engineers. Like, let's take a look at this graph. The projected growth of the global data center GPU market by 2034 is $183 billion. And we're only at $28 billion of spending right now, despite there being a huge arms race to collect GPUs like their Pokemon cards and building these energy-efficient hyperscale data centers. And now you might think, what's so hard about GPU engineering? Here's the simple version. When you have hundreds of thousands of GPUs at a data center, they can't just work independently. They have to talk to each other constantly, passing enormous amounts of data back and forth in real time. The PCIe switch is basically the traffic controller for all of this information. It decides which GPUs talk to which, how fast, and in what order. Now imagine you have not one GPU, not 10, but hundreds of thousands of them, all needing to communicate simultaneously without bottlenecks, without latency, without dropping data. The engineering required to make this work reliably and at scale is genuinely complex. A poorly designed interconnected system means your entire supercomputer slows down, regardless of how powerful the individual chips are, which is exactly why we need engineers who not only understand GPUs, but how they work together at scale. And if we can't figure this problem out, it doesn't really matter what AI and software engineers are even doing. They wouldn't even have the infrastructure to support their work. So let's talk about what this actually looks like in the job market. Between 2022 and 2026, demand for robotic technicians increased by 107%. Cooling system engineers was up 67%, and industrial automation technicians was up 51%. And here's the part that should get your attention if you're a software engineer. Right now, there are 340,000 data center roles that have gone unfilled in the US alone, because there simply aren't enough people that know how to do this work.
It seems like we're getting a data center announcement weekly at this point in the frenzy to help feed the need for AI demand. But as you mentioned, there's a glaring bottleneck here that predates the artificial intelligence boom, and that's labor. In manufacturing, construction, and electrical trades, there's an ongoing lack of skilled labor as older workers age out without being replaced by younger workers.
And the pay? Data center engineers are earning anywhere between $84,000 and $196,000. And that's a starting salary. Senior roles are hitting more like $240,000 and more. And power electronics specialists, the people who actually understand how to manage the electricity flowing through these facilities, are commanding $150,000 to $250,000. And Jensen Huang, the good old CEO of NVIDIA, the man who basically built the hardware foundation of modern AI, he said back in January that six-figure salaries are on their horizon for workers that are building these AI factories.
In the United States, we're seeing quite a significant boom in this area. Salaries have gone up, nearly double. And so we're talking about six-figure salaries for people who are building chip factories or computer factories or AI factories.
And the companies doing the hiring aren't small. The same companies laying off software engineers are the same ones that are desperately trying to fill these hardware roles. Amazon just committed $12 billion to a data center in Louisiana, creating 540 jobs on site and 1,700 additional roles for electricians, technicians, and specialists. And Meta just invested $27 billion in a data center that will consume more power than the entire city of New Orleans. So while the headlines are screaming about AI replacing software engineers, it's actually a completely different hiring boom that's happening in the background, one that most software engineers aren't even looking at. Before we get any further, I'd like to introduce you to Higsfield. Higsfield is the fastest growing Gen AI company, and it's perfect for Claude and OpenClaw users and developers because you can generate, edit, and ship creatives directly inside Claude Cowork or Claude Code via the MCP connector. There's no tab switching, no uploads, and the creative production lands straight in your directory. Your agent just runs while you're busy doing other things. Let's take a look at an example for the quick setup for Higsfield MCP via Claude. Okay, so let's set up the Higsfield MCP via Claude. It's actually really easy. You just go to claude.ai and check out the settings. Then you click on connectors and you add a custom connector. And you can name it whatever you want. I've just named it Higsfield, and then you add the URL, which is mcp.higsfield.ai/mcp. And you're done. So now you can reference this new MCP in the Claude chat. Okay, so the first demo that I had was analyzing bad reviews of Raspberry Pi on Reddit and then creating a marketing website to address the issues to help boost the product sales, as well as starting to create the UCG content to show user satisfaction with the Raspberry Pi. So once I go ahead and enter that prompt, it's going to actually show that it's analyzing these bad reviews, and then it starts to create a website with all of these details helping to market the Raspberry Pi in a better way. Then it also generates images, and you can check out the model. And you can also see that it's using the Higsfield connector here. And once it generates the images, I can animate those images to get started on creating UCG content. And you can see here that it's created part of the video, and you can continue to iterate and make even longer videos. Okay, so the next demo is a real estate ad machine. So we're going to look at a bunch of listings in a specific area, and Claude is actually going to do the heavy lifting of pulling apartments from a local marketplace, like Atlanta, for example. Then it's going to generate polished promo videos per listing using the Higsfield MCP. And it's also going to give you the option of blasting WhatsApp DMs to every owner offering a free video. It's basically a full pipeline without any agency fees. And look, it even has a preview of all the listings that it selected, as well as what it's going to look like in the WhatsApp DM. And you can see these preview videos, they look pretty amazing. It's really that easy to integrate with Claude. I've added a link in the description below. So what are you waiting for? Check it out now. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, so knowing that demand is really only half the story. The real question is, what does this type of engineer look like? What do they do? And what do they know that a traditional software engineer doesn't? Okay, so let's think of it in 3 layers. Layer 1 is, of course, systems thinking. This engineer doesn't just understand how to write code on a machine. It's a lot more than that, people. They understand the machine itself. So how GPUs communicate with each other, how power flows through a data center, how cooling systems interact with compute density, and how a bottleneck at the hardware level can make an entire AI system grind to a halt, which is not what we want. And this is regardless of how good the software is. At the hardware level, everything has to be perfect. Okay, let's look at layer 2, AI infrastructure. So these people understand how AI works and behaves at scale. So what inference looks like when you're serving hundreds of millions of requests a day, how to optimize GPU utilization so you're not wasting expensive compute, and how to design systems that can scale without falling over. This is the stuff that sits between the model and the user, and it's increasingly where the real challenge lives. And layer 3, the physical world. And this one's the hardest to replicate with AI. As one industry leader put it, AI cannot build its own data centers. Someone has to physically design the power infrastructure. Someone has to spec the cooling systems. And someone has to make sure the building doesn't burn down when you're running a gigawatt of compute through it. And that someone is the new type of engineer. And here's what makes this interesting from a career perspective. This isn't a role that's going to get automated away anytime soon. I mean, there's a huge demand and there's not enough supply. So while AI is eating away at certain parts of work, writing boilerplate code, basic feature development, routine debugging, it's simultaneously creating an enormous demand for engineers who understand the physical infrastructure that AI lives on. So you definitely want to be one of those engineers. All right, so that's it for today's video. Short and sweet one. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new type of engineer that's replacing software engineers. I know it's not exactly the same as coding or the development process, but there's a huge demand for this new type of engineer and not enough people to fill it. So leave a comment below letting me know your thoughts. And see you in the next one.